How'd you start fighting?
When I was like 6 years old, my uncle showed me like my first UFC and I actually paid attention to it. We would go in the living room after all the fights or something like that, or during the breaks, and like we would fight and he would let me hit him. I always thought I was gonna be something in my life. That was something I always knew. I just didn't know what at the time.
Today you're sitting in this chair with that strap,
Yeah.
so.
But no, it's just cool, to uplift my community, because there's a lot of people that just they're content at where they're at, and they never think that they're gonna make it out of the block.
How do you feel about cross training?
I love it. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to do it, because a lot of people can't, and it's cool to represent for my home gym, and then also to go out in the black house, and it's like you're at the bottom, you got to work your way up. So
Yeah.
I like that. What's next for me is I want to defend this belt. I do want more gold in my gym, so whatever that call is, I don't. You guys don't have a 40. Do you guys?
Oh, we do. Yeah, we do. Griffin Rodriguez, who just won the belt at our last event.
Okay, yeah. I'll have to look into.
Yeah, he's from
watch some
teams.
clips just in case.
And that's another great fight.
Look at these options you're giving Ryan, bro. Like, we got Pargiv coming up to double champ with you. We got you going up, double champ with Griffin. Like,
Listen, Byron is a matchmaker's dream.
I know everybody's gonna want this belt, so I can't pass up no opportunity. If
No,
you think that
100%.
you could beat me, come and try it.
All right. Another day, another podcast with you, old man. How you doing today?
oh, I'm actually super excited, Ryan, because our guest today.
You're not excited. You're bucked up for the...
No, I'm really not bucked up yet. I'm doing coffee first. Bucked up will be next. But no, our guest today, amazing athlete, amazing person, and just such an inspirational story, even for an old guy like me.
Yeah, no, definitely. Our current Rising Stars bantamweight champ.
And
He's got-
who would that be, Ryan?
Well, Byron Valle.
Byron Valle. Come on, Byron. Let's go.
Oh, look at him. He has his belt on too.
Oh,
So, baby.
the champ is in the house. The champ. Hoo-hoo-hoo. He brings the strap.
Of course he brings a strap. That's what champs do.
Got to.
Listen, that shit was earned and deserved, Byron.
Thank
Tell
you,
us
guys.
about it, bro. How does it feel to walk around as the champ?
It feels good, I just feel like this is something that I felt like I've had planned my whole life. So even just having a belt around my waist and stuff like that is just cool, because I feel like a lot of people didn't think I was gonna get to this point. So it's just cool to finally get it.
Who didn't think you would get here? I mean, no, seriously,
Yeah.
because I think when Ryan was putting that fight together, he was super excited to have you on the card and have you fighting for that title. So I know Ryan believed in you. Who didn't believe in you, bro?
Well, just like before I even started fighting type stuff, like everybody thought I wasn't gonna be nothing.
Always counting you out.
Yeah, well, just everybody, because I was always doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing and stuff like that. So it's just cool that, like once I matured and stuff like that, I just realized what I really wanted. And when I really want something, I go and get it.
Was there like a moment in your life, an event in your life that turned for you?
Oh, 100%. It was when my grandpa had passed away. That was like my biggest inspiration. He was like a father figure to me and stuff like that. So like that was a big turning point in my life to like really get me to be like, all right, I'm taking over now. I gotta be that figure now for my family. So
Right. You got to step up kind of in the sense.
Yeah,
Make
exactly.
the right choices, do the right things.
yeah.
Well, I think your grandpa probably wanted more for you, and you kind of realized that too, right? Was that a piece of it too?
Oh, 100%. My grandpa always wanted me to do good. Like he knew what kind of person I was, and he know how like just how many things really went on in my life. So he just always wanted the best for me, and it was just like he was kind of, I consider him like like the godfather of my family. So it's just cool that everybody now want me to fill that position. I got a bunch of family that looks up to me, so it's cool.
It's really crazy, right? So Ryan lost his grandfather this year too, which is
Sorry to
fucking
hear that, yeah.
nuts. And he was like the godfather of our family. Like
Yeah.
no one can ever replace that guy. Like
Yeah, 100%.
he was the rock of our family. And it's kind of weird. Like you'd think the dad would sometimes be the rock, but really in our family, it was my father-in-law.
Yeah.
He was the rock. Is that kind of the same with you guys? Or
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it was a hard loss for all of us. Like it just happened so suddenly. Like I was hanging out with him the day before. We had a big trip planned the next day after. So it was just hard. It's just sudden because I was like my best friend. So
Yeah.
Wow.
No, me too. And I remember when my grandpa passed, I mean, it devastated all of us, but I think all of us also took that same thing you did. We all got to be more like him. We all got to make him happy, kind of, be the person he was and embody that a little bit more.
yeah, one thing I learned from that, because bro, I'm like anti-hospitals and
Yeah.
all that shit. Like I don't give a fuck about dying. I really don't, right?
yeah.
But one thing I kind of learned from that situation, because when we were going through the mourning process, it's like a week of like the mourning process, but every night people would come to the house, really support the family. And what they really taught us was, you know, what are you going to take away from this situation, right? You can mourn his death or whatever, but is that what he'd want you to do? Or would he want you to take something positive and be better in life? And I think that's kind of like what you're sort of describing. Like his passing made you want to do better in life.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So your upbringing, right? You were born and raised in South Central?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your
We're getting fights all the time. What was going
on?
Yeah, you know, growing up in South Central is like, it really made me, you know, it made me the character I am today. You know, it made me the man I am today. So I love my city, and I love that I get to represent it now, because there's not that many people that come out of it. So it's just cool to like bring up everybody else also that like followed me on this journey and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it was hard, you know, there was a lot of fights, you know, growing up and stuff like that. I was always trying to prove myself, because I was like a super skinny, scrawny kid. So everybody's always trying to pick on me.
Easy
you know?
target, right? Like
Exactly.
sense, yeah.
Easy target. But like,
not anymore.
Yeah.
Try me now, you know?
They're thinking twice now, right? They're thinking twice when they see you walking down the street.
Yeah. And it's just cool to like look back at it and stuff like that. Like I was just looking at old pictures the other day, and like when I first started and stuff like that. It's just, it's a crazy like how far I came. Cause
sorry to cut you off, but
yeah.
I saw the post you did. Those right hooks were rough, bro.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Oh, tell me about this post. I didn't see
he posted something on Instagram about like him winning the belt or whatever, and the next slide was like, I think maybe his first day on the bag or something.
Yeah. That was in my backyard. My dad had this punching bag, you know, so. Like it was never hung up, so we had went like I think the day before or something like that. Go built it, install it in the ground, and put it up. And at that time, I thought I knew how to fight from all the fights that I had in. But I'm like, gosh, I was looking back. I'm like, fuck. I'm surprised.
Don't sweat it, because even on your worst day is better than Ryan's best day.
That's for sure.
Don't even sweat it. You're still heads above the people in this room right now, my man.
No one's arguing that, and that's why he became the champ. You know? No one's arguing that. But so you definitely had a bit like, you know, you come from a tough place. You've always been a fighter. How'd you start fighting?
Ooh,
like getting into MMA, yeah.
So the earliest I can remember is when I was like 6 years old. My uncle, shout out Cheche, you know.
Go Cheche.
He's the one that put me on, you know. He showed me like my first UFC, and I actually paid attention to it.
Yeah.
And he was one of those like figures, because he's younger too, I think. Yeah, we would go in the living room after all the fights or something like that, or during the breaks, and like we would fight, and he would let me hit him, and I was like. You know, like I'm giving him black eyes and busted lips.
He loves
messed up. We used to watch fights together and everything too. But when we mess around, he wouldn't let me hit him. He'd like get me on the ground, put my arm behind my back, slap me around a bit.
I'm a competitive person, Byron. I used to have to fuck him up, but now, you know, him and Kobe will jack me up. You know what I mean? Like so, I gotta be careful now. Yeah, that's for sure.
So your uncle got you into. You started watching all the fights.
Yeah, 100%. He got me into it, and like just everything. Like I wish I had these old photos too, because he had bought like, you know, one of those old UFC belts from Target, and I had those pictures and stuff like that. I wish I could find those, because then it'd be crazy, because nowadays now I got this, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just cool to look back, you know, because that got me into fighting, and then watching that was not a good influence back then for me, because I was already a hot-headed kid.
Yeah.
So then I wanted to get into fights and stuff like that, and like I remember in elementary, because I went to elementary in East LA also. So right there, we would like get into fights in the bathroom, and like, you know, like put in $1 each, because all of our broke asses didn't have nothing. So, and then all of that, you know, a little tournament and get to the end, and whoever.
No shit. So we had another fighter, Lance Martinez, great guy, right? He's talking about when he was in high school growing up. He lived in Alaska, and they would do like a fight club type of thing. Like people just pick out, okay, you're fighting him, and shit like that. So you guys would just gamble on each other, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
So what was your record back then?
My record was undefeated, but that's because nobody else knew jiu-jitsu. My ass like,
hey, jiu-jitsu, yep,
100%. I went against like the biggest guy they placed me against. They were like one of my friends and stuff like that. Big ass guy.
So are you following on Instagram that old fucking fool? I think he's in New Jersey or something, that's bad mouthing jiu-jitsu, that the head coach at Black House is going at him.
Oh,
basically,
yeah, I heard about that.
Basically saying jiu-jitsu don't work and all this baloney, man.
Yeah, I dare him to come to Black House and try it. So let's see.
Well, I think Elon, right?
Yeah.
Elon's been calling him out to come out here. Elon's been offering him like 50 G's. I'll fight you. I'll fly out there. 50 G's. Let's do it. The dude's not biting.
Yeah, no, he's scared, you know? It's all talk, you know?
Yeah.
That's what the internet does these days, though. Everyone has a voice. Well, everyone should always have a voice. I feel you should be able to express yourself. But everyone feels like it talks shit to anyone behind the screen, right? That they would not say to someone's face.
That was new to me for this whole build-up for the Rod fight.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have No, before that, I had nobody talking shit in my comments, and then when that fight went on, I was like, damn, this shit kind of hurts, you know? And I'm like, because normally,
right?
Yeah, because normally if somebody's talking in your face, you know, it's different, because then it's like, okay, that's just real, you know, like you're probably gonna fight. But from the comments, you're talking shit from wherever you're coming from. It's like, how am I gonna get you?
So that's been a huge challenge for me, right? Being my age, like being on social media because of Up Next, seeing the comments, people chirp and talking shit, like it's just hard. It was hard for me at first. Now I'm just like, I get it, because I remember this fool. I've always taught, you know, my kids to take care of themselves, right? They're not punks. I want them to be the nicest people, but when somebody crosses that line, they got to do what they got to do, right? Yeah. So I remember Ryan's telling me about some dude talking shit on Twitter. I'm like, why don't you fuck him up, Ryan? Why don't you fuck him up?
He's like, go meet up with him right now. What the fuck's wrong with you?
No, I was ready to drive him. Like,
I'm like, Dad, every day someone's talking shit or saying something.
He's like, Dad, listen, I see that those fools at parties, they turn and walk away. They don't say shit. So that was like my first like introduction into like keyboard warriors, right?
Yeah.
Like, people could talk all this shit behind the keyboard, but when they're face to face with you, they ain't got nothing to fucking say.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
The way he raised me is like, if someone talk, like as men, if you talk shit, you have a problem, like you can fight, you can shake hands.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's kind of how you feel back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowadays, it's just say whatever you want behind a keyboard, and life should just be okay and good. But
so how have you adjusted to that? I mean, being the champ, everybody's gunning for you now. You're somebody that I think a lot of kids in your community now look up to you, right? Like 100%. You kind of talk about the struggles of getting out of, you know, challenging communities, right?
Yeah.
And I think you're kind of showing these kids the roadmap to success. I mean, you're kind of like, I don't want to say famous, but I mean, you're semi-famous around here nowadays, bro.
You're definitely on the path.
Yeah. I mean, if you really think about it, on the regional scene, you're a name, bro.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Yeah. Cause that's something I've always wanted to do. Like when I always thought I was going to be something in my life. That was something I always knew. I just didn't know what at the time. And it's just cool. Like that fighting, it's something I was good at. I guess not from the videos though. Now looking at it, yeah.
It's not where you were, bro. It's where you are today. Today you're sitting in this chair with that strap.
Yeah.
So,
but no, it's just cool, you know, to uplift my community, because you know, there's a lot of people that just they're content at where they're at, and they never think that they're gonna make it out of the block.
But why are they content where they're at? Right? Is it that people just feel like there's no hope? Is that what you kind of feel?
I feel like, that's a big part. A lot of people think that there's no hope into getting out, so they don't even try. Like, I come from a place where, like, growing up in my household, we had like 5 families in there. Yeah. So, and it was like one house. So there was like 3 bedrooms. So every family had a room type thing. So I was stuck sleeping like on, like, we had like a little futon couch thing inside of with my parents' bed next to it. So it's like, it was just hard, you know, but I feel like a lot of people just think that there's no way out, or they don't know how to get out. So they just end up staying.
So what's the secret, man? What's the secret sauce to teach these kids? Like, there is a path, there is a way out. I mean, you're going towards that path, but what do we do for the youth? How do we get this message across?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds cliche, but if you got a dream, go and chase it, you know, because it's something that a lot of people just, you know, they give up on their dreams too quickly. Like, I had to go through a bunch of adversity to get even to this spot that I am right now, to be as mentally strong and knowing that I'm going to do this. Because, I mean, this was the dream since I was young, and my parents didn't let me do it until I turned 18. So I always thought I was far behind, but if anything, people are telling me like, damn, you're moving up really quick.
Yeah. I think you bursted on the scene. And I think too, you talked about in one of your interviews, like, people counted you out and thought you were that fucking underdog.
Yeah.
And I think you proved everybody different.
Yeah.
I mean, proved everybody wrong, bro.
Yeah.
I think Byron could be like a minus 1,000 favorite on a sports betting line one time, and he'll still have that underdog mentality, though. I feel like that's a part of you, right? Like
100%. Yeah. I've been having to prove myself my whole life, so this is nothing new to me.
Good. I think that's a great mentality to have, right? Because when you feel like you got something to prove, or you got to prove to yourself at least, like, you know, you're never gonna get fat, dumb, and happy, right? You're always gonna be pushing, always gonna try to win. So, you know, that's really important. So I want to talk about, you know, February 8th, UNF 22. We're gonna be out here in Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
I've been talking to your coach Pete. It looks like we're gonna get you on there. Are you ready to go on February 8th, or how's that looking?
100%. I wanted on this card. It just didn't line up with my schedule. I'm always out for the holidays, but February is looking. I'm locked and loaded. I'm hungry. You know,
I'm getting excited for February 8th now.
Yeah.
Well, who do you think Byron should fight for February 8th?
I don't know. Who do you want to fight, Byron? Like, and we could do this disrespectfully, respectfully, however you want to do it. But is there a name out there? Is there somebody that you want to fight, or is it just like bring the smoke and you're going to be there?
Yeah, you know, I don't really got any names. I feel like nobody's been talking bad on me right now, so it's cool. Just whoever wants to fight, you know, I'm always down to fight whoever. And I just want to fight the best guys, so because I want to move to that next step to turning pro, and I just want to experience.
Yeah, one cool thing about you too, bro, is like everybody really respects you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And when they talk about you, they talk about you in very high regard. I think so. You be proud of yourself, bro. The way you carry yourself, your fellow athletes really kind of see that.
Yeah,
Shine
thank you.
through.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah, and I think the best want to fight the best too. So our current Rising Stars flyweight champ, Pargev Kachachrin, who's also has an upcoming fight. It's going to be for a state title. But he was on our podcast, and he mentioned you as someone that he potentially want to fight. No disrespect whatsoever.
None.
Just the best fighting the best type of thing. Like wanting to go for that double champ status, all that. Trey, can we play that clip real quick?
Next one, maybe I go in 35 from Byron.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Is that like an official
title
kind
fight.
of call out right now? Like you want to call out Byron Valle, our 135-pound champ? maybe?
35, yes, of course. For me, easy 35, 25. I don't cut in too much. In 35 is good. Maybe Byron is not ready. I go in 25 defense title and I go pro.
Yeah.
I kind of actually, I really like that fight. I love him versus Byron. Shout out to Byron. Byron's a beast. Shout out to Byron. He is a beast.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think too, it's like, Pargev really wants, and that's why I was saying that I think you guys, you remind me of each other, right? Very focused, very dialed in, focused on greatness, right? And I think him as a 125-pound champ wanted to, go up and try to be double champ and fight somebody like you. Wow, what a fight.
No, I mean, I respect it. I respect the call out. Me and Pargev, we have it's all respect between us. We've trained together before, so we've sparred a couple times. So, I mean, if he thinks that...
He wants that smoke.
Yeah, if he thinks whatever in the sparring that he saw was enough to come up and fight me, then, yeah, I mean, it's different from sparring and fighting, But all respect to Pargev. I think he's a great guy, from everything that I see, great guy. And I respect that. That's a good fight for me.
Yeah, one thing I love about both of you guys is neither one of you guys have ever turned down a fight, and truly, I think, want to fight the best. Like, I know you're ready to step up and fight anyone. I know Pargev's kind of ready to do the same thing. And I love when Rising Stars, what we call our Rising Stars, our amateurs Rising Stars, but when amateurs are willing to do that, those are the guys that are going to have the good careers. Like, I mean, I have a lot of guys I kind of work with that want to go 5-0, but they want to fight the mid of the pack, a little lower.
Yeah, so
I'll tell them, I was like, bro, like, that's a possibility, but when you make that jump and you got to fight a Byron Valle or a Pargev at that level, you want to experience that once as an amateur. So,
but the guys that want the cans, they're not destined for greatness.
They're not, nope.
Right? They're taking, the shortcut, right? They're not putting in the work for greatness, and they're going to get exposed. They're phonies, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Right? What do you think about those guys that are looking for easy fights or just want to remain undefeated, like their record is everything to them?
So what I call those are pussies. They need to. You guys, come on. You guys gotta. If you guys really want to make it to that next level, you guys gotta fight the best. And if you're gonna be fighting people that are amateur level, in the amateurs, it's kind of like when you turn pro, you're gonna get shell shocked.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that Rod fight for a second, then, because I feel like that fight was actually a pro level fight.
Bro,
that's me. Well, that's a skill level.
It was a fucking pro level fight.
That's why I fucking said.
Listen, let me finish. You guys got fight of the fucking night on a pro-am card. Right? I mean, come on. What bigger kudos could we give you guys in fucking
And it was awesome. I mean, you guys both had striking exchanges. Wow. You guys both had deep submissions, I believe. Yeah. You had yours was armbar, right? Or a triangle?
Armbar.
Yeah, and a triangle. Maybe. And Rod, I think, had a
guillotine,
yeah, Rod had like a triangle.
What a
fight. High level on both ends, back and forth. And you could just tell that night, though, like after that second round, you were just like, that look in your face, man. Like you were going to do anything to leave with that belt.
Yeah.
But that's why I think a pro level fight is you guys both got tested, both had high level skills. Both, there was lead up to the fight where there was extra pressure, the lights are on, because our pro-am show is a little different than most other pro-am shows. It just feels like a mini big show, I think.
I think so too.
But like there's a little more pressure added in. For you guys to do that, it was your 5th Rising Stars bout and his 3rd. To get that experience is nuts.
Yeah. But they thrived under those lights.
That's what I'm saying.
The look in your eyes, you thrived. Like seeing you walk off that stage with your coaches, you were completely just dialed in and wanted to be there.
Oh, 100%. I think, what made it easier than me wanting to be there was just the amount of trash talk that was coming up to it. And I felt like I was being disrespected by him quite a bit. So that definitely, like when I don't like somebody, you're going to see it's a different fight. I'm not as nice anymore.
So the next guy that fights you should be super nice and just be quiet. And then it might not bring the dog out of you. I don't know.
Nah, I mean, it still brings the dog out of me, but because I got to hype myself up a little bit more. I start going into that dark space in my head.
Yeah.
But nah, I mean, I'm all up for respect and I'm all up for trash talk because I used to have to trash talk a lot, so that's nothing new to me,
Yeah. Hey, Trey, can you bring up that clip of Byron and Rod Malik?
It's an Instagram clip.
Yeah, check this out.
Who's that right there?
Look how dialed in you look. See, this is what I seen because I was right there, bro. Big. The anticipation too in that room
was nuts.
Like the energy was just nuts. What were you thinking through this thing, bro?
Oh man, I was thinking, I'm like, man, I'm trying to fuck him up, you know?
There's a tongue, bro.
Yeah.
We missed that shot. The tongue out, victorious.
With all the trash talk, everything leading up, is that how you envision the fight going? Or how did you see the fight going when, you guys stepped in the cage?
Oh, I knew I was going to finish him. Like after everything, I just knew I was going to finish him. There was no doubt in my head. And the worst part about that is this was like the worst fight camp I've ever had. I went through so many injuries. I went through, I fought with a bruised rib. So yeah, it was definitely.
Did you ever think about pulling out?
No.
No.
That was not on my thing. I had too much. And then especially from like hearing that everybody else has been pulling out on him, I'm like, I'm not that type of guy. I'd fucking fight him with my hand chopped off, so.
Yeah, what was pretty cool, John, who's one of the top Muay Thai coaches around here, was just on Instagram talking about dudes fucking pulling out when, a bruised toenail or some shit like that. He's just talking shit to these guys like, better toughen up, show up to your fucking fight, put the fucking work in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I put too much work into to get out of there. And, like when I was healthy, I felt the best. Like the confidence never dropped. It's just, like the injuries, and then I had gotten sick. So it was like for like the last month, I was in and out of the gym for like a week at a time. So I think for that last month, I only had like 2 weeks of strong training. So it was just hard.
You know what's crazy though? I mean, I feel like a lot of if you're built for this life and you want to make it to the top of the top, you got to be able to get through those training camps. Because I feel like knowing a lot of fighters, man, you guys are always having these little nicks and little injuries. Yeah. I mean, don't go in there and fight with a broken leg, but the stuff that you could push through. If you're not pushing through that, I don't think it's a sport for you, because this is going to happen a lot, right? The UFC could call, your 3-4-0 contender series, and you got the sniffles, and like people will be pulling out, and but when opportunities come, you got to be able to fight through and do it. So, I mean, I think just during this podcast, you could tell what kind of person you are, and that just speaks even more to your dedication and what you're trying to achieve.
Well, I mean, time is of the essence too, right? If you're seriously injured and you pull out, cool. Yeah, time is of the essence, right? Yeah. What's next for you, bro?
What's next for me is I want to defend this belt, and then I think I might go up too for a double champ status. I do want more gold in my gym. So, whatever that call is, you guys don't have a 40. Do you guys do that?
We do. Yeah, we do. Griffin Rodriguez, who just won the belt at our last event.
Okay, yeah. I'll have to look into
he's from Kings.
Clips just in case,
No, Griffin's again, I overuse this word, but he's a savage, bro.
Yeah.
A really great striker. I mean, he looked great in his last performance.
Oh yeah, no, he really did. He fought a tough guy and he looked dialed in and focused, right? Like
he was and he is he's not going to talk trash to you, by the way.
Yeah.
He will not say a word. He coaches kids, the most humble, respectful kid you're going to meet. He won't say anything.
Yeah.
But he just went in that fight like an assassin, so dialed in, so technical. I was super impressed with this performance.
No, me too, for sure. Actually, I mean, I think that's another great fight.
Look at these options you're giving, Ryan, bro. Like, we got Pargiv coming up to double champ with you. We got you going up, double champ with Griffin.
Listen, Byron is a matchmaker's dream. Again, even with Griffin and Pargiv too, right? I think that's one thing we're doing with our champs and the guys that kind of rise to the top of the level in UNF are real fighters, right? They're not picking and choosing. They're down to fight whoever. Yes, sir, let's go. They want a challenge. So we'll have a lot of options for Byron. I'll send him a short.
But should a champ be any different than that, Ryan? Like, I mean, let's just have honest talk, right? I mean, when you're the champ, don't you have to fight who's next?
Fuck yeah. I mean, that's how it should be. That's how it's going to be at UNF. Yeah. And that's how all champs should kind of carry themselves 100%.
It's agreed, like if you're the king, everybody's gonna come for your throne. So you gotta defend.
So you're the fucking king of the bantamweight division, aren't you, Byron?
Yeah, right now I feel like it. I'm just excited to just keep on proving myself to everybody and just keep on, rising up in this world.
Yeah, we're trying to do some cool shit for next year too, bro. I mean, some of the things we're trying to work on. We got February 8th. It's going to be in Woodland Hills. But we're trying to work with some other promotions up in Northern California and actually on the East Coast. We want to kind of do this champ versus champ thing, like get them to send their bantamweight champ down to fight, you or, someone else. So we're trying to do some cool promotional stuff, right? Yeah. I think that'd be really cool.
I'd love that,
You could be the champ of the East and the West.
Yeah, I would love that. If I get a chance to represent for UNF and the culture that you guys have brought, and the amount of talent that you guys have, I would greatly appreciate that, and I would be happy to represent for you guys.
We should find a promotion in Miami, Florida.
I want to go.
I'll take Byron with me to Miami.
You motherfucker.
We'll just be there for weigh-ins. Now after he handles business.
Listen,
with
Byron's-
the belt, me and Byron are gonna go.
Byron's
Byron's
married up.
Oh no,
pretty
we're not
much,
doing
bro.
anything crazy.
Yeah,
We're just gonna go get some dinners and relax.
Can I come with you guys?
No, absolutely not. Actually, yeah. Are you paying?
Ryan lets me go, bro, if I bring the Amex card. Otherwise, Byron, I'm not fucking welcome.
No.
Doesn't that suck, bro? You'd take your dad, wouldn't you, if you did business
This
with
guy,
him?
we do everything together. By the way, I try to get him out of the house sometimes, but he won't. He won't.
yeah.
come.
Dude, I'm the biggest loser. I'm the most boring motherfucker on the planet. All I do is work and then spend time with my kids and my fucking grandkids. That's my life.
That's funny. That's me, to be honest with you. Outside, like if outside the gym, I'm a homebody. I'm either hanging out maybe like once every blue moon. I'll go out with my homies, or if not, I'm just with my girl. So that's it.
Yeah. One thing you kind of said, and I think what we're pretty proud of at UNF is we have a great talent pool of athletes. I really think that we've cultivated the best athletes, especially in Southern California, fighting under our banner, right?
Yeah.
Like people get bummed at us because there's no easy fights at UNF.
Yeah, 100%.
People tell us that all the time. Like, no, we're not ready for UNF yet. We want to fight over here because, can't get the kind of fight we're looking for.
Yeah, no, they do that. And I also think one thing with most fighters when they fight with other promotions that fight for us, maybe I'm biased, but I feel like they always have their best performances when they're fighting with us.
It's crazy.
And even you've had great performances, but even your 2 performances with us.
Yeah.
That first round armbar, slick, and then that fight against Rod, another tough guy, and performing how you did. I think it's kind of the culture and kind of what we're trying to put you guys through leading up to the fight in a sense, right? Content day, coming to get photos, interviews with the schmo, doing these kind of podcasts, like, just all this type of content. Do you think that makes fighters rise to a certain level? Like when all that stuff's on them?
Oh, 100%. Like I felt the difference as soon as I came here. I'm like, oh shit, this is getting serious, So it 100%, if you can't shine under the bright lights, then go to another promotion.
Yeah, it's like sink or swim though, right? Like, yeah. So we always talk about it. I'm like, dude, most of the time when these guys, like, I'll watch tape on them and they fight for different promotions. I'm like, they're good. Like, let's see what we can do. And they fight with us. They're like a superstar. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
It really is crazy. I think it's something in the water. But one thing I love about you and your crew, like when we've had these content days, you and your boys have rolled, hung out for a while, just socialized, ate the tacos. And really, like, what I love is you're like really enjoying the moment, right? You get some dudes like who just kind of come in, do what they got to do, and then they're out of here. But you really kind of like thrive in the moment.
Yeah, I love the family culture of you guys, and that's something big for me because I'm a big family man also, and it just feels nice, that I get to hang out here. It's a
and
whole
free
different
food,
vibe.
right? And free food. No,
Hey, I can't pass on a meal. It don't look like it. It don't look like it. but,
Tacos. Were the tacos?
Oh, the tacos were fire. I had what was it, like a wonton taco? I never had that before, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to like the street tacos, but the wonton taco that was elevated. Yeah.
I love it. So look, we got to get you through February 8th, right? But what's next after February 8th, right? I mean, how many times do you want to defend your belt before you make that move to go pro?
That's what I'm telling you. I think maybe 2 more fights. That was my 6th fight, my last one. So if I could get to 8, that'd be perfect. I told myself I want to be at least like number 1 in California before I turn pro in the amateur scene. So.
Did you even check the rankings of what you rank? Because I think those rankings are fucking...
Yeah. They need to update it because there's some fighters that are in there that shouldn't be in there.
Well, bro,
I wouldn't look at those rankings, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, if you look at Camo hasn't been updated well over a year.
Yeah.
Right? And then Tapology is the next most credible. But I don't know, man. I don't believe in kind of those rankings out there. Because I definitely feel you're...
Yeah. It says I'm 12, but in my head I'm 5. In the top 5. So.
You're in my head, you're 1. You're the champ.
No, I still need to prove myself a little bit more.
Totally. I mean, you're in a tough bantamweight division is stacked.
So I think your next fight is going to be against either a top 135er or potentially Parga, potentially Griffin, but a top guy. Where if you do get that win, you're right there 1, 2, 3. Honestly.
Yeah, but you got to figure this shit out fairly soon, bro. I mean, you're asking Byron to fucking fight in February, and if he's going to fight somebody coming up, he's got to get ready. If he's going up, he's got to get ready. I mean, when are you going to make these choices and these decisions?
I've been waiting on them.
You better run everything by Pete, bro. Pete ain't going to like you trying to make decisions with him. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's who I talked to, actually.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pete, bro.
Oh, man, I love him.
What a good guy.
Great guy. It's funny because, as soon as I walked into that gym, I'm coming in and I'm like, I want to fight for you. I have no experience. I got nothing. And he told me, all right, prove yourself, So I did that and he gave me that fight. And it's just happy to make him proud, because that's a really good man. That's like another father figure in my life. And I appreciate everything that he's done for me and, how just respectful that everything's been. Yeah, so he's a great guy.
So how out of all the gyms like did you choose Uprise? Like was it just like you saw it online or something, or how did you choose Uprise?
Yeah, so as soon as I turned 18, my parents finally gave me that green light, go and fight, So I was looking up just MMA gyms, that were closer to me because I had just recently had moved to Inglewood in that time. So I was like, all right, let's find some fucking MMA gyms, Yeah. First one I went to, I fell in love, just the culture there, because Uprise is just something that's good for everybody. Doesn't matter if you want to fight. It doesn't matter if you're going there for a workout. Doesn't matter if you're going there to make friends, family. It's a good culture up in there. So it's amazing.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Pete. He seems you get some coaches like they're teaching their students a skill set. But one thing about Pete, he truly is invested in you. And it seems like he's not only invested in your skill set and making you a better athlete, but he also seems invested to make you a better human being and a person.
Oh, 100%. It's just he's built a great culture there, and it's just cool, because even everybody at the gym, it's cool now because they're like saying I'm the face of Uprise. Which when I walked in there, like,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I got people that are older than me saying that they look up to me. So it's honestly wild. It's a great feeling. It keeps me motivated.
Well, when they say they look up to you, I mean, I look up to you. Let me be honest, and I kind of always say this, like I'm a little bit of a fanboy of you guys because any guy that can get in there in front of like at our event 2,000 people and risk it all, that's amazing because very few can really do what you do. Ryan never had the courage to do that.
No.
Listen, this fool claims he's undefeated in the streets. Byron,
not undefeated. I'm like not undefeated. I'm like 12-1, but
there it goes.
Okay,
you're decent.
That's a decent record.
Like if that was an Emmy record, I'd be #1 in the state.
But let's be honest, I'd have more courage to get in a fucking bar fight, right, than I would to get in that cage at Commerce Casino with 2,000 people.
Listen, you know what? In a bar fight, I mean, having some experience in fighting, like I do, against someone who's never fought before, obviously.
Yeah.
But going in
that's where he's winning, Byron. He's picking out the drunk 50-year-olds to fight.
I will avoid. I haven't fought in a long time. Yeah. I'll avoid fights at any cost. But as my wonderful dad taught me, if someone fucks with you or he tries to hit you, you got to defend yourself.
That's one thing about him when he was. I forgot when you got suspended for the first time in school, Ryan. It was. Ryan's always been that type of guy. He's always taking care of people. Yeah. He never starts anything. But there was somebody bullying a special kid. And so Ryan ended up fucking this kid up. Principal calls me to the school, this and that. She's like, okay, Ryan got in a fight. I'm going to have to suspend him for one day, the rest of today, but he can come back tomorrow. I'm very proud of what Ryan did. Yeah. So I'm actually proud of you, Ryan.
Well, that's super respectable. I love that because I have a similar fight story like that as well. Because, you got to stand up for the people that can't stand up for themselves.
Right. 100%.
And you got to be that person,
Yeah, and that's one thing about Up Next, what I like that we're doing, and this isn't like just to pump us, but we are very family-oriented. We actually are invested in all these athletes, and we want to give everybody the chance for them to shine, right? Because I feel like we can make either a positive difference in their life or do nothing for them. And I think a lot of other promotions, they're just hosting shows, whereas I feel we're building a brand. And when I say we're building a brand, not only the Up Next brand, we're building the athlete's brand, right? We're giving them a platform to grow and to flourish and be successful. So
100%. Before I came to UNF, I had like no experience under a camera or nothing like that. I came over here and took those pictures.
Now this guy's a superstar.
Yeah, look at you.
You're welcome, Byron.
No, for real though. No.
Yeah. How did you end up connecting with Byron? How did we end up
So that was actually through camera outreach, right?
Okay.
We sent like a blast email. Byron hit us up, and I remember I showing you, and I'm like, Dad, look who hit us up, because we were kind of
I remember.
We weren't working with you yet, and this was like a year ago or however long ago, and I'm like, it's a good one, Pops. Like we should get back to ASAP, and then we invited you over to Content Day. Since then, it was kind of just history, but that's how we connected. I remember emailing back. I'm like, hey, Byron, such a big fan of yours. Let me know when you want to connect.
So you're a fan too. So you're kind of a fan.
I am a fucking fan. I'm a fan of all our fighters.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Most fighters.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite fighter at UNF besides yourself? Is there anybody on our roster that you just?
Yeah, I got my two boys, Albert and Anthony. Those guys. Albert, man. Albert's like my. Those two are like my big brothers. But Albert's the one that brought me to Black House and gave me that opportunity. And ever since I went to Black House, I just rose up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Albert. Albert was actually our first ever UNF champ.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Albert's. I like Albert a lot, and seeing Albert and his journey is just an impressive thing. Anthony Romero, I talk about him all the time. I mean, I really think Anthony's probably one good fight away from getting the call to the UFC.
I think so too.
He is just so dialed in, just such an entertaining, exciting athlete.
Definitely. I mean, sparring with those guys and training with those guys is like, It's like your next fight. It's like
Hell yeah.
you've seen it all, bro. Like you really seen it all.
Byron's like, hell yeah, Ryan. Woo.
Yeah, I get in there with those guys. I'm
Bro,
like,
there is no like first gear over there. It's just like boom, full
Oh
speed.
yeah, we're
ahead,
actually
right?
down there watching them spar. And
Well,
you're
they
just looking
bang.
at each other like these
fuck
guys
yeah,
are good.
it's different. You know, you go over there and you're like, damn, this is you gotta come prepared. If not, like you're fucking hungover or anything like that. Don't
10
come.
times out of 10, we saw sparring. I really think 9 out of 10 fights, let's say, are going to be easier than that sparring day over there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how they were sparring.
Oh, we got top guys over there, man. So I feel like every time you go, it's like you're getting ready for a fight. So no matter what, everybody's always in camp. It feels like so.
Yeah.
You're always competing. So
Well, let's talk about. So you're training at Black House and you're training at Uprise.
Yeah.
How do you feel about cross training?
you know, I love it. I'm glad that I have the opportunity to do it because a lot of people can't. And you know, it's cool to represent for my home gym, and then also to go down in the Black House and it's like, you know, you're at the bottom, you got to work your way up. So
Yeah.
I like that. You know,
I think
How do you feel about cross
well,
training?
hold on. I have two things to say on the matter. I think it's great for fighters, right, to be able to get looks from different bodies. You know, maybe some input from different coaches. I think it's great to have like a home base type of thing. But I think it's great for the fighters, right? I personally hate it.
Yeah.
Because when I'm matchmaking and we're doing a local show, it's like, hey, this guy from a gym in Thousand Oaks, you want to fight a guy from Redondo Beach? Oh, we trained at this, Gracie Bar here.
Yeah,
and this. And like, bro, you don't understand how many people are like friends with each other now. And like, so I despise it, but
Yeah.
I think it's great for the athletes.
No,
But
I get
it's
it.
hard. Well, how do you feel about that, right? Like, say you cross train with a guy 2-3 times, you're cool.
Yeah.
Want to call you guys friends.
Well,
but
why are you asking him this question, Ryan? He already fucking answered this question. He told you he already trained with Pargev and he's down to fight him.
Yeah.
This is a real one right here, Ryan.
All right.
Yeah, you know, like I don't like fighting friends, so the Pargev one we're not really close like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this just came in, you know, on a couple sparring days and we've sparred.
Yeah.
I think he's a great guy, but you know, like it is hard. I get it because we got guys there like the top athletes, you know. So
And it could also, like, it could fuck up. It's like, say you guys are training at the same gym twice a week.
Yeah.
If they do have a fight, someone
Yeah.
has to break their regiment and, break up kind of what they're doing. So I get it. But there's just been so many times.
What
it's
about these dudes that are going to like 3 or 4 different gyms, right?
Dog,
Like
it's-
bouncing
it's
around.
like-
Some of that shit's going on.
It's like I'll ask a fighter, like, yo, you want to fight this guy? Oh, I trained with him before. I'd rather not. So I'll hit up the other guy. But hey, like, what's the deal with this? Like, oh, I trained with him once. I'm like, all right, let's not count that. You know what I mean? Like, come on. So yeah, but I think cross training is great. I think just being involved in the community, different gyms and whatnot is great for the fighters. I personally just don't like it because it makes my job harder. But that's
And it's all about Ryan Byron.
Yeah.
Right? We don't want to make
That's the
Ryan's
boss.
job.
Listen, bro, I'm making almost 20 fights a card. I need these guys. I need guys to accept fights.
This is
Although
crazy.
it's been great though, because like we've gotten a lot more attention and just a lot of fighters want to fight with us these days. They've always kind of had, but I think just the shows we're putting on, the way we're promoting guys like you and other guys, we've gotten a lot of interest for UNF. So it's been amazing. It's been a lot easier to make matches as the fights keep going. And
Yeah, I mean, for next year, we're going to be super busy. We got February 8th, we got March 8th, going back to back. I think we're going to potentially do something in April, but then for sure again in May. How active do you want to be, right? If you're February 8th, what card would you want to get on after that?
You see, I like being active. You know, I like keeping myself out of trouble. So being in fight camp is cool. So
Hold on, no, that's not necessarily true because once Byron won the belt, he went on like a month-long vacation.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, but very well deserved.
Yeah.
No, I'm just messing with you.
No,
man.
yeah.
That was very well deserved. Talk to like where'd you go? What were you doing?
Yeah, so you know, before the belt, I was training just every single day for like 3 years straight because I'm still very fresh into this game. So
So you worked hard for 3 years.
yeah, 3 years.
Well, so Ryan, you should try doing that, bro. Go ahead, Byron.
Yeah, you know, I did a couple trips that I've been wanting to go on.
You deserve it, Chad.
Yeah, I'm a big outdoor person, so every trip that I've got an opportunity to go and see like nature and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
went to Sequoia National Forest, and then I think a month after that I went to Colorado to go see where my girl's family is. And then I went to Oregon, which was like number 1 on my bucket list.
That looked beautiful. I was stalking you, by the way.
No,
All that shit looked beautiful.
Yeah, I loved it. You know, that's someplace, you know, where you're like, I hope it lives up to the hype, and it exceeded it. So yeah, I'm in love.
Now, was that good for you to sort of recharge after training 3 years nonstop, no vacations, no time off, and then taking that time? Was that just like kind of needed to recharge and get you, ready for phase 2, right? Phase 1 was win that fucking belt. Now you're on to phase 2.
Oh, 100%. You know, I feel like every fighter, no matter how much you love to fight, like me, I love the fight game and all that, but sometimes it takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your mental health. So it was cool just to, go out there and live life for a little bit, but it made me fucking hungry now. Like I'm itching for another fight. So I'm very disappointed that I'm not going to be able to fight this weekend like I wanted to, but Yeah, I'm ready. You know, give me fucking all those dates if anything.
I fucking love you.
I know
Byron.
a guy that can help you out with that.
Listen, I have to be honest. When I was watching, because I do stalk you on social media, I was jealous and I was hating on you because that is like my ideal sort of like getaway, just nature, just chilling, just enjoying the moment, just really the simple things in life. I'm not all about like Ryan's trying to like lure you down to Miami to go clubbing and fucking do bottle service and get you in trouble.
Listen, this is
I'm not looking at
this is
that.
a part of fighter relations, which I'm trying to keep the
Bottle
fighters happy.
service and
No, bottle service is if you're there.
see, Byron, all I'm good for is my Amex card. You know,
This guy, no, he does like nature stuff, but if we get him out, he has a couple drinks. He whips down.
dude,
his
you
stuff.
don't want to know.
No, we were in Mexico.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm not gonna say the price, but all of a sudden he's just missing. Me and my mom are like, where'd he go, man? Like 10 minutes later, he comes back. He used the bathroom, supposedly. Next thing you know, we got like 3 Michael Jacksons coming out with champagne bottles, just spraying everything. But that's like a once in a lifetime thing. But that was funny. That was great.
Bro, it was all fun and dandy. The day like we went to, what was the name of the place?
Bagatelle, I think.
Bagatelle. If you've been down, yeah, not cheap. But anyway, we're partying with the whole place, and then the next day, I find out how much I put on my credit card.
Yeah.
No, bro, I was honestly sick to my fucking stomach.
Yeah, he didn't want to do anything the next day. He was just, I'm gonna just stay back. I'm gonna chill.
That's how it is. Yeah.
Dude, it was, yeah, I don't make good decisions when I drink. How are you? When you drink, or do you make good decisions?
I feel like I'm a chill drinker, you know. If anything, like that calms me down when I drink, you know. So it's cool now, you know, 21, you know, first drinks, you know. So it's cool just to experience the lifestyle because technically, yeah. So that's why I'm like, Miami, say less. What's up? Let's go.
Hey, but Miami, is it? Can you go without your girl? Is it just you and Ryan, or
yeah, you know, my girls doesn't trip.
Your girl
you know?
seems pretty like vicious though. She seems like she can hold her fucking own.
Yeah, she scares the fuck out of me. Sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, there'd be something wrong if she didn't, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Totally.
No, exactly. No, I love my girl to death, you know, and I just think she's an amazing and strong person. So it's cool, you know. I feel like it matches me. I call her like it's basically like we're the opposite genders of each other. So yeah, I don't cross that line because like that.
But you know, you need a good, strong woman to keep you in check and keep you straight. Because I mean, you kind of talk about staying out of trouble, this and that. So you're kind of prone to, if you're not focused, going in that direction. So a strong woman, some self-discipline could keep you on track.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Take some notes here, Ryan. Take some notes. Does your girl have any friends?
Hey, she got a lot of friends. You know, there's a lot of people in the. She does a lot of acting and modeling, so she's trying to work her way up with that. So she got a lot of good friends with that. So if you're looking for that Hollywood lifestyle,
yeah, just submit some requests to my dad. He'll invite him out.
Yeah, you gotta check out the bag. Yeah.
Vet them out.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's really important. I think that's like one thing in life is like the people that you surround yourself with are going to be a big part of like where you're going, how fast you get things done, and you know you got to have people that have your back, and you know it's mutually beneficial, and you're not weighing them down, they're not weighing you down, but also somewhat like-minded people and people that can just embrace the journey with you, right? Like I feel like there's times I'll be hanging out with people I shouldn't be, or not like they're bad people, but just we're not like-minded. We don't have each other's backs 100%, right? That could kind of weigh you down or just negate kind of the path you're on. So I think it's great having a female or a lady that has your back, and you know you guys just got each other.
Plus, she's cool. I've met her a couple times. She's very, very cool. But has your life changed a little bit since you've been training hard? Like, has your circle of friends gotten smaller since you've been so disciplined and on this journey?
Yeah, you know, I've always kind of kept close to my group of friends. Like, I got like 3 best friends that I just hang out. Those are like my guys right there. Those are the ones I just had them over for Friendsgiving on Sunday. If don't remember much of the.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks for the invite,
guys. He's 21.
Thanks for the invite, bro.
My bad.
I was sitting here at the office working, and
just wait.
Byron had a.
Well, let's take him to Miami first, and maybe after next year we'll get invited.
Got you guys, dude. I'm gonna take you guys to a hood function. So
you'll give us our pass. You'll make sure we're protected.
Maybe 1 or 2 my day.
Oh, there it goes. I would think it would be cool taking you guys where I grew up. I think that'd be a cool little thing.
You know, I really think we should do something like that. Like if we can make, you know, because really, if you were to face Pargriff, I think that's a super fight. If you ask me, I think Griffin, same thing. That's a super fight that we really need to promote. I think doing a day in the life with you would be freaking cool if we can get, you know, Trey or Chris Coulter to follow you down to the hood and, you know, go
Trey coming down to
Trey's nodding yes, but Trey looks a little scared over there. No, but I think that's really cool too, because I think it's not only about promoting you, it's also part of like your messaging, right? Showing these kids there are opportunities for them, but they've got to work for them. Nothing is going to get handed to anybody in life.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, I agree with that mentality all the time. You know, it's easy to ask for help, but if you're not willing to put in the work and go through the hell of it, it's gonna be hard.
I think the most important thing is like you have to understand you're gonna fail, you're gonna hit roadblocks, and you can't just give up. Like that's like the number one thing. You got to keep pushing.
People are fucking so afraid to fail. And it fucking cracks me up because at the end of the day, I have learned more from my failures in life than fucking successes. You know what I mean?
100%.
And I think, we looked at Brandon Michael Spencer, who stepped up and fought Anthony Romero.
Yeah.
And after that, Ryan and I coined this phrase, dare to be great. Brandon stepped up, dared to be great, right? And I think those are the life-defining moments. Like Brandon's stock totally went up after that fight, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think he actually gained. Yeah, his stock went up, but like, I think he's even more on the radar coming off a loss, but in a great performance against a really tough guy than maybe fighting someone who no one knows about and maybe winning, right? Like,
but it goes to show, like when you talked about Pargev is a tough adversary, right? Byron didn't even blink. That to me is like daring to be great.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Yeah, fucking love that, bro.
Yeah, you gotta have that confidence now that you're like, cause I know everybody's gonna want this belt, so I can't pass up no opportunity. If you think that you could beat me, come and try it.
Yeah, but they gotta earn that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can they earn that? Can they? Because they have to fucking take that from you, Byron.
Yeah.
Anybody gonna be able to take that shit from you?
No, hell no. Not as long as I'm here. I told you guys I was gonna be champ after the first fight I had with you guys. So
you did say
Let's kind
that.
of talk about like I was going through everything today.
Yeah.
His first fight, post fight interview.
That's fucking right.
He asked for the belt or asked to fight for the belt. Made it happen.
Yeah.
Got the belt. You said everything. You did everything you said you're going to do. Do you like? I guess question because a lot of fighters, I guess they tell me they do, and some hate it. And some, do you manifest? Like, do you really like when you say this stuff? Do you ever visualize it? Do you believe it? Like, do you see it playing out like this kind of when you first came on the scene?
Oh, 100%. I just know I'm destined to be great. So I've always manifested everything. So, I saw your guys' clips on Instagram. Like, it was like ads and stuff. I'm like, damn, that's a cool ass promotion. I want to fight for them. I got that email, fucking sent it right back. And then as soon as I came here, I'm like, I felt at home, and it's crazy because before, like all my fights with other promotions, I've had fucking decision wins, and I mean they're entertaining fights, but they're not no finishes. So
like that's right. So I already knew you were good, but when you did fight for us, I was like, whole nother beast. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. I was like, whole nother beast.
Yeah, I think your first fight you were fighting for something.
Yeah,
right. I'm a big believer in like people's mannerisms, like reading people, and you came in there fighting for something. Some other guys are just showing up because they enjoy it, whatever. And there are certain people who are just dialed in that have a sense of purpose.
Yeah, well, I was coming off a loss, like it was fucking disappointing. You come from being undefeated and highest confidence at all, and then you take a loss. And granted, I was still very fresh into this, so I learned from that loss.
Yeah.
I had taken, because I was fighting back to back to back. I took a little hiatus, gained that wrestling ability because I didn't believe in wrestling by then. But yeah, and then I came over here and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is where I got to put on for you guys. So,
but now you believe in wrestling.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I've always kind of believed in it, but I'm like, oh shit, like you got jujitsu.
Gotta have it.
You were getting by without kind of needing it.
Yeah, I was getting by exactly. So
yeah, but think about it. If you didn't lose that fight, you may not have learned that lesson, right?
100%. Yeah, I took that loss on the chin. Before it's funny because when I was fighting, I was always waiting for that loss. I was kind of like, shit, it's gonna come eventually.
Yeah.
But ever since I lost, now I'm not fucking scared. I go out for a finish because before that I was like, all right, survive, let's win, let's do all of the things that I can. Now I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm not satisfied if I.
Yeah, because your first 2 wins were decision, and I think you had the loss, and then.
Well, no, I had three wins in a row.
You should know this, man. About
listen, I'm old. I can't remember everything.
3 wins.
Listen, it took me a minute.
Split decision loss, right? Yeah.
But listen,
then an arm bar against Adam Holtum.
Yeah.
And then 3rd round TKO versus Rob Malik. You should know these things.
No, listen. You'll understand when you break 50, Ryan. You'll understand that sometimes it takes a minute to teach the old dog new tricks. It took me a minute to even learn how to pronounce his name properly.
Yeah, you want to talk?
It wasn't. Just listen. It actually embarrasses me, right? To be honest, it's not something I'm proud of or I'm cool with. But I've done that to a few people where I mispronounce their name, and I find it a little disrespectful. You got to know how to pronounce people's fucking names, and I was pronouncing it wrong. So finally, I see somebody in a fucking Instagram comment like, now maybe he'll learn to pronounce his name properly. I'm like, fuck. And then Byron Valle.
Yes, sir.
So now I've got it right. And I think since that comment, since I got called out, I think I've gotten it right.
No, you definitely have.
Okay. I'm trying, bro.
Yeah. No, I don't think you took any disrespect to it.
No, listen, but I do believe, look, I care about all these athletes and I care about them, and I don't want to take their shine away by mispronouncing their name. I know it seems petty.
Sure. No, I get what you're saying.
It's truly how I feel. I'm a very respectful fucking person in that regard. I'm not perfect, but I do think I need to be doing better.
After Byron's last fight when he won the belt, he came up to me and thought it was I wouldn't say disrespectful. I thought he was the underdog because I put him in the blue corner. I tell him.
You got put in the blue corner? Yeah, Ryan, because Ryan said, Byron's the underdog. I'm putting him in the blue corner. That's what Ryan said before the fight, Byron.
All the Uprise guys were in the blue corner. What do you want me to do, man?
No, just so you know, that means nothing because how we stack it, that's,
Yeah, I was like, damn, what the hell? Because that was my first time ever in the blue corner, and like in the UFC, you're in the blue corner, you're underneath the guy. Yeah. So I took that as kind of like, damn, like, what's up?
Yeah.
My record is right here. You got fucking 2 fights,
Some people like read into stuff like we as a promotion have to do, and it just sort of bummer. Like, no, we don't mean it that way.
Every fight card, 2 or 3 guys. Why am I in the blue corner? I'm like, strictly because you're it's just a coaches and teams thing. You got to separate the guys. Yeah. Unless you guys want to maybe fight before your fight, we can have you in the same corner. I don't know what you want, but
yeah, guys get pissed at us, right? We do our best, but if we have a stacked fight card and guys are at the end of the card, why am I last? Right? You don't respect. Like, no, man. Someone has to be last, right?
Yeah.
And then we try to make it right that if they fight late that event, the next event they fight on hopefully earlier in the night. But we do our best. I want to talk to you also about, I think you sold a good amount of tickets for your last fight. Talk to me about
that crowd.
Yeah, talk to us about your crowd and that support system. I think you talked about earlier, but I mean, you had almost 100 people there for you.
Yeah.
Talk to us about your support system and just your crew.
Yeah, I come from a big place where, supporting everybody is strong. So it was cool to have everybody. I think I had just from all fans around, like people that I know and stuff like that, it was close to like almost 200 people up in there.
Yeah.
Like tickets sold, I had like 110, I believe. And then from like Black House and stuff like that, people that know me. And it was cool. It's cool to have the biggest crowd. I have a lot of supporters and it's only going to rise, and that's all I want.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Like we were talking about earlier, like you're a product, right? And your product is you getting in that cage and performing, but also building your brand and your product outside the cage. Yeah. So by having that level of fan base, that's amazing. Because generally at this stage of the game, most guys in the rising stars are selling 20, 30 tickets, maybe.
Yeah.
So really look at where you're at. That's a compliment to you, bro.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I mean, everybody's seeing the hard work, so it's paying off. And as long as I got people there watching, this is an entertainment sport, I'm going to entertain.
Listen, keep fighting the way you fight, man. You'll be having fans in different states and different. No, seriously, man, you're exciting. And you got that too. Even walking to the cage, like we saw that video earlier, you saw that look in his eyes, right? Like you see a guy walking like that to the cage, like, all right, this guy, he has something about him. Like, let's see what he's about to fight like. And the way you fight, I think for you, man, it's just don't get fat, dumb, and happy.
Yeah.
Keep that underdog mentality at all times, and you'll keep improving like you've been improving.
Yeah, I think that underdog mentality is really key because, again, like Ryan kind of said, if you get fat, dumb, and happy, you don't train as hard, you think you're the toughest guy in the gym or on the block. I mean, that's where you really lose your edge. And going back, to the old Rocky days, that eye of the tiger, bro. Yeah. That's something I see in that eye of the fucking tiger.
Only an old man would reference eye of the tiger.
Come on, bro. Like, listen, the Rocky movies are classics, are they not?
The movie's great. I just thought it was funny. You're not that old, actually.
No, I really am that old.
No, you're not that. You look great.
Yeah.
He looks good, right?
You don't look past.
Tell me more, guys.
You guys
just want me to come to Miami with the Amex. That's a fucking reason you guys are being cool to me right now.
They caught us.
It's okay.
Listen, I'm a little hurt. No, listen. I mean, I think working with you guys is what really keeps me young and energized. Because if I just had to do my normal daily fucking grind and all that, life wouldn't be as fun. Like getting to work with you, Byron, and the other athletes, you guys make it fun. It gives us a sense of purpose on our side. So as you guys have a sense of purpose, honestly, on the UNF side, we have a huge sense of purpose too. We got a pretty strong team, pretty strong family that just really believes in what we're doing.
Yeah, no, 100%. I love what we do.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I do.
Well, maybe if you show up more often, show up on time,
show up
more work.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No, listen, people don't know, but I really think Ryan has the hardest job in the company, like doing the matchmaking. He is grinding 6-7 days a week. So I am super proud, but he definitely has the
he's still doing the matchmaking. And listen, my dad calls it my company. It's a family company. Yeah. And really his job is to mentor me and push me. And so the hardest part of my job is him on my ass every single day.
I annoy him so much, Byron.
But honestly, it's great. So I think he's kind of like my coach in a sense. Yeah. Right? Like you need a coach that's going to push you, call you out on your bullshit, and not here's a trophy every time you do something good, or So it could be challenging at times, especially being family. But I wouldn't have it any other way. And I need someone like that to really help me get to that level. So
100%.
Even if I call you old and all this stuff, I do love you and appreciate you.
It's all true.
It's like my dad. My dad's always been on my ass. I feel like I've barely received any recognition until now. And that's the way I like it. If every fucking time I do something good, I get a trophy, I'm gonna be like, all right,
Your nickname wouldn't be the trophy. If
exactly.
But that's part of the problem in today's world with a lot of people, like younger people, just think that they should get a trophy for showing.
100%.
Right. To me, you only get the trophy when you earn it.
Yeah,
right?
if you deserve it.
Yeah. So What should people know about you that they don't know?
I know I look mean, but I'm a very nice guy.
You're a lover, not a fighter?
I'm a lover and a fighter.
fighter?
Yeah, there it goes. No, you know, I'm pretty chill. Like everybody always thinks like that I'm like just some mean, nasty person. I know my face comes off about that, but I work in the sun, so my eyes are always like low and looking mad as shit. So no, just that. I'm a big family guy. I'm you guys, you know, like all of you guys that are out there watching on TV and don't think that you could do that. I'm you guys, you know, like I came from the same spot. Just do what you want to do.
Yeah. All right. So February 8th.
February 8th.
We're going to see you back in the cage. Yeah. Who knows who the opponent will be?
Whoever wants it.
I have an idea.
I'm
not going to spill it right now, but I have an idea, yeah.
What message would you like to give to that opponent who dares to be great and goes against you on February
8th? It's all respect that you're getting in there with me, you know, but if you think it's going to be easy, it's not easy, you know. I'm prepared to die up in there, so yeah, let's go.
And I have a word of advice for whoever that is. I would not talk shit to him after listening to this, but you do whatever you want.
Pull the Danny La Bastida and just be super nice and super common. And Ryan, I think you got something for the champ, right?
I do have something for the champ. Oh, it's right here. You put it right there. That's nice of you.
Look at it. I'm good.
All right, so we're getting this picture from your fight. I love this picture. I think it symbolizes like what kind of fight this was, the hard work, the determination, dedication. And then me and my pops also have some notes on it for you on the back.
Yeah, we just want to present this with you, bro. We
thank you guys.
We appreciate
so much,
you. I think that picture, it's one of the best pictures that I've ever seen. You guys just going head to head, two guys going at it, and you obviously came out on top.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. This is actually super cool because this is one of my favorite pictures too. Because
I love that picture.
Like even though all the shit talking that was going on before the fight, I respect Rod as a person and as a human being. You know, so, it's cool that this is iconic for you guys now. So
I had that as like my centerpiece in my office.
Yeah,
and then we were like, no, this you deserve this. But like, I love looking at that picture. It's like. And like I feel like Monday I'm tired. It's like Monday, get to it. Like we're going at it. Let's attack the day type of thing.
That picture talks to you, right? It tells you something. It's just not two guys going to war. No, you just don't know how to articulate yourself very well. Right. So I had to clean it up for you. Like I have to clean up everything else for you.
What else do you clean up for me?
I don't know. Let's talk about that Miami trip. No, just kidding.
Anyway, so Byron, if there's anything else you want to say or anything, but I think we're good to wrap it up here unless you got any other message. Anything you want to say?
You got any sponsors? Anybody you want to shout out?
No, I need some sponsors. So if you guys are watching and you guys want to go with me, Bucked Up, I actually fucked with your shit before this podcast. So this is all genuine. You guys got the Represent one too. I love Represent. I used to buy from them even before this too.
Listen, Represent is an amazing partner. They're doing all the swag bags for all of our events in 2025, I believe. So it's great to have them as a partner.
And I seen you guys have that Stizzy one. So if you guys bring that back, pull up.
Yeah, we can work with Stizzy. Sheath Underwear is going to be sponsoring some events, and we got some other kind of really cool stuff going on. And hopefully you can partake in some of that stuff.
No doubt you'll have some sponsors very shortly here.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Yeah,
for sure.
All right. Well, thank you, champ.
All right,
we appreciate
Thanks, champ.
You. Thank you.
Appreciate you.